The test is not to destroy you, but to prove you. Tests are not sent to destroy. They are sent to prove.
But the stuff that I was doing that was meant for evil, when God put his hands on you, he can take all that and flip it over for something good. My ability to stay out late at night has enabled me to do my job and handle my business. But I got that from back when I was staying out late at night. I was who I was, but I am who I am, and I'm cool with both of them.
You should not try to explain everything to people in life, because there's some things you cannot explain.
It enables you to move on. Stop letting people hold you to your past.
How do you make a change?
True change comes down to 5-second windows.
You got to be not all right to get all right. You got to be lost to get saved. You got to have been through something to know something. So please, get comfortable with that get comfortable with that part.
Because I believe that the invisible force of internal drive activated is the most important thing in the world. I'm here because I believe emotion is the force of life. If decisions shape destiny, what determines it is 3 decisions. What are you going to focus on? Right now, you have to decide what you're going to focus on. In this second, consciously or unconsciously, the minute you decide to focus on something, you got to give it a meaning. And whatever that meaning is produces emotion. Is this the end or the beginning? Is God punishing me or rewarding me, or is this the roll of the dice? And emotion then creates what we're going to do, or the action.
Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots. And you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it.
So think about your own life, the decisions that have shaped your destiny. And that sounds really heavy, but in the last 5 or 10 years, 15 years, haven't there been some decisions you've made that if you made a different decision, your life would be completely different?
Because if you don't develop simply the ability to get up when you said you would, to eat what you said you would, to exercise because you said you would, to talk in a way to your kids that's patient because you said you would, you will never have the self-confidence to succeed in any environment. You won't.
We all know the answer here. If you don't grow, you what? If a relationship's not growing, if a business is not growing, if you're not growing, it doesn't matter how much money you have, how many friends you have, how many people love you, you feel like hell. And the reason we grow, I believe, is so we have something to give of value. I don't know why you do what you do. What is your motive for action?
They don't have passion.
We all need to feel important, special, unique. You can get it by making more money. You can do it by being more spiritual. You can do it by getting yourself in a situation where you put more tattoos and earrings in places humans don't want to know. Whatever it takes. The fastest way to do this, if you have no background, no culture, and no belief in resources or resourcefulness, is violence. If I put a gun to your head and I live in the hood, instantly I'm significant. 0 to 10, how high? 10. How certain am I you're going to respond to me? 10. How much uncertainty? Who knows what's going to happen next? Kind of exciting. Like climbing up into a cave and doing that stuff all the way down there. Total variety and uncertainty. And it's significant, isn't it? So you're willing to risk your life for it. So that's why violence has always been around and will be around unless we have a consciousness change as a species. Now you can get significance a million ways, but to be significant, you got to be unique and different. Here's what we really need. Connection and love, 4th need. We all want it. Most people settle for connection because love's too scary.
So the greatest capacity, I believe, in the next 10 years for people, particularly as technology accelerates, is do you have the ability to focus on what matters, and do you have control over your thoughts and actions?
You know, when you have a glimpse of your vision, of your purpose, you don't believe it either. Because God's dream for you is much bigger than what you're thinking. As a matter of fact, society is working against God's dream for you because society already told you what you can and cannot do. You know, you can always tell when your dream is from God. It's much bigger than what your parents thought. Even you got trouble believing it. Everybody thinks you're crazy.
You must grow.
If everybody agrees with you the first time you tell them your dream, it's not from God. If a dream is from God, you have to be totally rejected before you can be accepted. People already have decided in their minds who you are. And when you decide to be who you were born to be, it disappoints them. That's why they end up hating you, and they begin to almost become antagonistic against you. But don't let antagonism make you believe that you are wrong. Resistance is usually a sign that you're right, because it means you're breaking out of people's expectation of you. And by the way, very few people in this earth have high expectations for you. You cannot be successful if you don't know where you're going. Vision gives you an address that you're supposed to go toward. Without vision, you can go any route and it'll get you anywhere. But with purpose and vision, you know who to say no to, what corners to take, what streets to go on, who to be with. You see, if you don't know your purpose, then anything is right. If you know where you're going, then you know which roads will take you there. If you know where you want to end up as a destination, then you know which route will not get you there. So you discipline yourself by not turning off on the wrong exits. You know, as I was driving to this place today, we drove a highway and there were exits all along that street. But you know, the driver didn't turn on any exit. He knew the destination of this place. And the destination controlled which exit to take. You know, there are people who are good friends, but they're not right for what you want to accomplish. There's a route I must take. I must discipline myself. So when I was 14 years old, my friends offered me cigarettes. My friends offered me beer. My friends offered me alcohol. I went to parties and discos with my friends, and I tell you, they began to offer me all kinds of sex and everything else. And do you know, I never had sex in my life as a teenager. I was a virgin when I got married at age 25. I never smoked a cigarette in my life. Not because I didn't want to, or not because I was not asked to or was tempted to. I never drank a beer in my entire life. Never. I never drank alcohol in my life as a social aspect of my experience. What kept me from these vials? Well, there was no real special anointing upon my life as a teenager. But every time I thought of smoking a cigarette, you know what came in my mind? What I had on paper. I said, if I smoke this cigarette, in 10 years I'll have cancer in my lungs and I won't be able to build this building and travel around the world. So I compared the cigarette with my dream and realized that the cigarette was the wrong exit. Passion is a desire that is stronger than death. Passion is the kind of spirit that says to life, I'm going to live you until I finish you. Passion is energy that is created by a purpose and meaning for life. If you are not willing to die for what you're living for, then it's not worth living for. People haven't found anything to die for.
And I can't think of a better message as we send you off today. To not only take risks, but to be open to life, to accept new views, and to be open to new opinions.
If you quit going after what you wanted to do because of your first disappointment, it was really not in your heart in the first place.